Am I the asshole for accidentally ruining my girlfriend's career? Hi everyone. I'm in a tough spot right now and I'm not sure if I'm the asshole or not. My girlfriend, 27F, let's call her Sarah, and I, 26M, have been together for 3 years. She's always been passionate about her job as a teacher and has worked really hard to build up her career. However, a few weeks ago, I accidentally stumbled upon some photos of Sarah on Instagram that I had never seen before. They were pictures of her in some very revealing clothing, and some of them were even nude. I was shocked and confronted her about it, and she told me that she used to be a lingerie model before becoming a teacher. She said she stopped doing it because she didn't want it to affect her career, and she thought I knew about it already. I didn't know how to react at first, but eventually, I told a few of my friends about it. One of my friends is a gossip and ended up telling someone who works at the school where Sarah teaches. Long story short, the photos somehow got into the hands of the school board, and Sarah was fired for unprofessional behavior. Sarah is devastated and blames me for ruining her career. She says that I should have kept my mouth shut and that I betrayed her trust. I feel terrible about what happened, but I didn't know that it would lead to this. Am I the asshole for accidentally ruining my girlfriend's career? You are the asshole. You didn't know how to react at first, but then settled on the let me share my girlfriend's private, and obviously career-ending, information with a bunch of people whom I know will gossip reaction? Don't tell us you didn't know this could be a possibility. You knew. You were uncomfortable with your girlfriend's past, and wanted her embarrassed. Well, go you. I hope your next girlfriend is a pure innocent flower. Pray she's not appalled by anything in your past. You are the asshole. She needs to delete the old account, move to a different district. There's still a massive teacher shortage in most areas, and dump your gossipy ass. You are the asshole. You say your friend is a gossip, but you literally gossiped about your girlfriend to your friends. I am a teacher. Teachers are held to a different standard than most people. You knew exactly what you were doing when you opened your big mouth and blabbed her secret. You showed your girlfriend that she can't trust you. You were upset that she was a lingerie model and didn't tell you before, so you punished her for it. Shame on you. She will have a very difficult time getting another teaching job. You didn't accidentally blab to your friends. You did that on purpose. So the fact that you ruined her career was not an accident. You're just desperate to avoid looking like an asshole. But you are an asshole. You are the asshole and she is right. You did ruin her career. YTA, because you couldn't keep your mouth shut. The pictures shocked you. You had to know they might shock others. Yes, these pictures could have gotten around eventually, but you expedited it and broke your girlfriend's trust. She has every right to send you packing at this point. You showed her that you are not on her side, and that's a requirement of a good partner. Am I the asshole for refusing to financially help my estranged twin? I, 30 female, am estranged from my twin, also 30 female, because she objects to my working as a camgirl, and even though I have never done anything inappropriate, I'm very unassuming. I look like a girl next door, so people won't know unless I tell them. Around her kids, 12 male, 9 female, 5 male, because of my job, citing I'd be a bad influence, even though I would have completely kept my mouth shut about my job. It hurt that I was denied a relationship with my nibblings, but there was nothing I could do. Anyway, she's a single mom. The youngest has cancer. His father is not in the picture, although he pays child support. It's very little because he doesn't make much, and the bills have gone through the roof. Now her landlord is threatening to begin the eviction process as she's very behind on her rent and other bills. She contacted me after not speaking to me for years and begged me to borrow money. I said, "You do realize this money would come from my camming job, right? The one you estranged with me over and wouldn't let me have a relationship with your kids?" She said, "I know, and I don't need this right now and desperate and need help. He's your nephew. Our parents are living on Social Security and cannot afford to financially help, but they do babysit the 2 older ones frequently. My husband and I do well financially, so we could afford it." I told her, "You disown me as your sister, and since you're not my sister, he can't be my nephew. Disowning your family is a permanent decision, and I wouldn't want you having money from a sinful source, as you put it. Am I the asshole?" Info update. We are fraternal twins, not identical. While we bear some resemblance, much like how someone resembles a aunt, uncle, cousin, parents, or sibling who's not a twin, to each other we are very easily able to be told apart from one another. Edit update. Thanks everyone for the feedback. After careful thought and consideration, I have decided to pay the medical bills and rent as a gift with no expectation of repayment, directly to hospital and landlord. But because I do have a petty side, just being honest, and didn't want my sister getting away with her behavior, I made a post on her church's Facebook group and attached screenshots of texts disowning me years ago. I saved them, because of my work, and screenshots of her wanting money from my work now that she's in this situation. Hi everyone. I am, hypocrites, former sister, she disowned me. You may or may not have heard about me. I was exiled from my sister's and her kids' lives for being a camgirl despite never having breathed a word about my work around her kids nor behaved inappropriately in any way. After careful thought and consideration due to the way I've been treated and how my sister feels about my sinful money but then wanting to borrow it for her son's health bills and rent, I've decided to give it as a gift without any expectation of repayment. Even a wicked woman like myself did not wish to see an innocent child suffer when I could do something to help. But being that my sister is so repulsed by where my money comes from, I'm giving you all the opportunity to save her from having to use dirty money. You may DM me for my Cash App, Venmo or Zelle information to repay the bills I gifted. While I am not expecting this to happen as I can afford what I gave, I just think you should all have the opportunity to put your money where your mouths are. And to perhaps be welcoming to those in the adult industry in your church, and no, not making it conditional upon them quitting. You sin just as they do, their sins are just more visible. Without my job the financial assistance would not have been possible, as I assume I was her last resort, as none of you, righteous folks, were in a position to help. That being said, I guess someone had to volunteer to sin, and that volunteer was me. Without nerdawells like myself your righteousness would not be sustainable, as the undesirables are doing the dirty work for you so you don't have to. Jesus was kind to sex workers. He welcomed them with open arms unconditionally and preferred their and others considered undesirable a company to the pious, righteous, religious folks and leaders. He even told a priest that prostitutes would go to heaven ahead of him, using a biblical quote that one of the commenters here recommended. Thank you. Check out Matthew chapter 21 verse 31. Your church likely did not teach you about that quote, and now you know. You're welcome. Sincerely. The loose wayward woman, Grin. Not the asshole. She's only come to you because she's desperate. I doubt she'd maintain the relationship once she's got your money. I feel sorry for your nephew, but as you say, he's basically a stranger as his mother hasn't let you form a relationship because you're a sinful person. Perhaps the local church can help her with money? She's obviously big on sin and morality. Not the asshole. I get your point and understand where you are coming from. If you do decide you want to help your nephew, then any and all financial help needs to go directly to those who need to be paid. None of the money should go through your sister's righteous hands. Not the asshole. But if you do decide to pay anyway, because the kid is innocent here, pay directly to the hospital or landlord, because yeah. Send her a card letter that tells her that, this payment was done using funds from my doings, do not ever contact me again. Not the asshole. Maybe God can lend her some scratch? Not the asshole. But I would still help, purely because the nephew is innocent in all of this and the one in need. Am I the asshole for canceling my daughter's vacation because of how she treated her friend? Throwaway for obvious reasons. My 42F daughter, Abby, recently turned 18. Her father Max, 43M, took off before Abby was born and came back ready to take responsibility, and the court gave him 50% custody. He's been taking care of roughly 60% of Abby's financial needs. To make up for the 5 years he wasn't there, he spoiled her rotten no matter what I said, and I think this is why she gained so much weight in her preteens and teens. Disclaimer. I believe every body is beautiful, so don't come at me. Abby embarked on her weight loss journey a year ago, and we set up a milestone reward system where I'd buy her a little gift every milestone she crossed. 4 months ago she asked that I don't get her any more rewards and add it up to her birthday gift, and for her gift she wants a vacation I will pay for her and her friends instead of the huge party I had promised for her 18th. I said okay. Fast forward to last weekend, we started preparing for her vacation. I called the other 2 girls' parents to confirm the girls would be, and learned Abby's best friend Betty isn't going. Betty loves traveling and was looking forward to the vacation, so I asked why. Apparently Abby uninvited her because she is too chubby to look good in pictures. I calmly talked to Abby and reminded her how Betty would feel being left out for such a reason, and she went off with, I didn't work so hard for this vacation, so my pictures will be ruined. Long story short, I insisted Abby should apologize to Betty for body shaming her and reminded her how horrible she felt when people did it to her not even more than a year ago. I also threatened to cancel the vacation if she didn't apologize because although I am glad she is so confident in her own skin now, it is not an excuse to put others down. She stormed off and went to her dad. I later received a call from my very angry ex telling me off for making decisions for Abby, and using this as an excuse to cancel. He also insisted he pays extra 10% for Abby's needs, so he demands I don't cancel. I told him off for enabling her bullying and hung up, then called Abby and reminded her I was not asking her to invite Betty if she doesn't want to, but to apologize for how unnecessarily mean and hurtful she was. She didn't. Instead, she tried to get Betty to talk to me and tell me she lied about being uninvited and that she, Betty, cancelled because she wasn't feeling well. When Betty said no, she sent a ton of hateful texts and body-shaming insults I can't even write down. Betty sent me screenshots, so I cancelled the vacation. My ex tried to rebook, but it's a very popular place with a long waiting list, so soon after I cancelled, the girls were replaced with other people. My ex and Abby think I'm an asshole for cancelling the vacation and my daughter is not talking to me. Some of my friends agree on my approach while others think I should have put my daughter first. So am I the asshole? Her birthday was on 10th and vacation would have started yesterday. ETA because it's being brought up. Abby losing weight. How she wanted to lose it. And how she wanted me to support her on her journey. The gifts were entirely her choice. Some of my friends agree on my approach while others think I should have put my daughter first. Not the asshole. Teaching your daughter to not be a horrible human being is putting her first. Not the asshole. Holy crap, your daughter is a monster. That is how she treats her best friend? Yikes. Not the asshole. I commend your strength and parenting skills. This was the right thing to do and would have been hard to do. Well done. You deserve to go on the holiday yourself. Absolutely not the asshole. Uninviting someone because you only want skinny people in your pictures is a disgusting attitude, frankly. Sorry, I just don't find a nicer word for it. I am totally with you that this needs to have consequences, and while I'm very much against breaking promises, I do believe this is an exception. Like you said, your daughter knows what it feels like. She, but anyone really, should be supportive of friends wanting to lose weight if that is the case, and if it isn't, she should just mind her own business. Body. Not the asshole. It's lovely to hear a parent setting boundaries and giving their child, 18 or not, an opportunity to correct their mistakes. The world is filled with chances to mess up, and showing your daughter a way to move forward, without forcing her to bring along a person she clearly doesn't want on vacation, is a life lesson she'll value. One day. It's disappointing for her, that's for sure. And anyone she decides to vent to or rant at, etc. It sounds like the next few days will be emotionally draining on everyone. Look after yourself and stand your ground. You provided opportunity and your daughter failed to take advantage of your guidance, to apologize for the things she said to her friend. That's on her, not you. Have a lovely weekend. Am I the asshole for being culturally insensitive at work? I, 27F, have recently moved to the US. I'm originally from Iran. I was actually born and raised there. I recently started my residency in the US and honestly I couldn't be happier. The Persian New Year, Nowruz, is almost here. I used to celebrate with my family and I was kind of feeling a bit homesick this year. So I decided to celebrate the New Year the best I could. To do that, I have gone through with the traditions, that includes hafteen, getting a few fish, living red fish to put on the table, cooking and painting eggs, and all the stuff that comes with Nowruz. I constantly listen to Nowruz-themed songs nowadays, and I've been feeling kind of weird. As an inevitable part of the celebration, I asked a few of my friends, my only friends are co-workers at this point, to come over on the day of the New Year. Some couldn't, some could. One of my colleagues told me that I was being culturally insensitive by inviting people to celebrate something they didn't even know about. Another said I was being ridiculous by playing these songs in my car. I was dropping him off and he said this right before getting out of the car. I haven't really been around non-Persians around Nowruz and I honestly have no idea if I am overstepping people's boundaries. Please tell me if I should change the way I approach this. Not the asshole. If anyone is being culturally insensitive, it's those coworkers of yours that are actively bashing your culture. You're fine, and I hope you and your friends have an amazing time celebrating the New Year together. Not the asshole. Here in Italy we call people like them, pigna nel lo. That means, pine cones in the ah. People who try their best to be as unpleasant as possible while pretending to have high morals. Not the asshole. Your coworkers are being ridiculous and culturally insensitive themselves. I'd personally love to be invited by a friend to celebrate a holiday I knew nothing about and therefore learning about it. And who cares what you listen to in your car? Why is it weird that you'd listen to music from your own culture? Plenty of Americans listen to Christmas music for months before Christmas. So Christians can do for Christmas but other religions can't? You aren't being culturally insensitive, they are. They're also being bigots. You need new friends. Happy Nowruz. Not the asshole. Not the asshole at all. Most people would be thrilled to be invited to a new to them celebration. Also, if someone tells you off for the music you listen to in your own car while giving them a ride, that should be the last time you give them a ride. Let that racist asshole walk themselves home. There is no place in the world where what he said wouldn't be considered immensely rude.